with some of the sort of fitness issues coming out of the game Saturday. Start with Josh Sargent. How's he looking tomorrow?
Josh has an ankle injury. Unfortunately, he will be out for the game tomorrow and obviously for the next game on the weekend as well.
Okay. Are we talking sort of ligament damage there a little bit? Or?
Yeah.
But obviously not good for tomorrow, but it doesn't sound longer term if you're hoping maybe from next week onwards he's back in the mix.
I think we can give a better update at the end of the week or at the beginning of next week. What I know is that he will miss the next 2 games.
Okay. And talking of strikers, Timu for tomorrow, any chance?
He's a doubt. It will be a very late call. We will see. Have to assess him and treat him further. At the minute, he is a doubt.
And just to clarify, obviously you said with Omabama Daly at half time, looked a little bit tired, that's why you made that change. So in terms of tomorrow, no issues there, no other fitness issues?
No, obviously we played a lot of minutes at the minute, a lot of games. Both teams, to be fair. I think fitness-wise, I don't have a concern that we will be able to compete tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that we have everything to play on the highest level intensity-wise, what you can do after now this busy period which we had, and obviously I'm looking forward to it. So we don't have any further fitness concerns at the minute. Obviously I haven't spoken with the players today. We have later training in the evening, and then we see how everybody looks like, who looks fresh, and then we make a call tomorrow.
With Marquinhos, just to clarify, obviously he's trained and he will be in the selection panel. Basically, he's available for tomorrow.
Yeah, he will be in the squad. So if nothing extraordinary happens tonight in training or tomorrow in training, then he will be back in the squad for tomorrow's game.
I was going to ask you about you talked about the freshness aspect. Maybe was that first half performance at Wigan, and it's very difficult with the game cycle as relentless as it is. How much of a struggle is it for you and your coaches and your sports science and your fitness guys to try and get that balance to retain that freshness, but you don't really probably want to make too many changes and you've got very short periods of time between the games?
No, I think we do everything what we can in terms of all the recovering strategies which we use. I have every trust in my performance and medical department that they invest everything. This is what I see, and that this is what they do to get the players in the best possible shape. And obviously then there is the moment where we all together have to produce the performance which we all together like to see. I think if you've seen the last game where we already have spoken about the performance where we were not happy with fitness-wise, I think it was obviously that second half we were the side who really dominate the ball and wanted to create something. So we don't have a fitness issue in the last game. If you have a fitness issue, then you break down in the second half, and this wasn't what happened last weekend.
In terms of Wigan, just a footnote on that was, having looked at it maybe in a bit more detail since Saturday, was it how you felt in terms of how that game broke down and what your side did well and what they maybe needed to improve on?
I think this, it doesn't change what I've said at the beginning. I was absolutely happy with how they fought, how they really worked their socks off. But obviously, in ball possession, we made too many wrong decisions. We gave too often the ball away. We didn't take care of ball didn't take care of the ball often enough. And obviously, if this happens, you can't dominate an opponent. You can't dominate the ball, and this is what we have to do better, and what we've always done in the games where we performed on a very high level. Then, obviously, the individual mistakes which we made, where we gave too many clear-cut chances as well away, and then one came to another, and then we performed in the first half like we did. So it was more that in our ball possession, we haven't done what we can do in terms of taking care of the ball, picking the right pass, put enough passes together to come into the counter press as well, to really put pressure on the opponent, to really dominate the opponent. And this is where we were not good enough at this afternoon. And this is the reason why we didn't create anything, why we didn't score. But how we defended, how we fought, this was absolutely okay. And now we have to make sure that we again, like against Hull at home, it's just a week ago. Do both. Be comfortable on the ball, pick the right passes, take care of the ball, move in the right areas that you can receive the ball as well, and make sure that you fight for every inch on the grass to collect the 3 points. And this is for sure something what we will do.
And as you say there, I mean, 6 league games in now, and you can always put them into the two camps. When you've been good, you've been very good. You know, the Preston game, the Coventry game, the Hull game, very dominant, scoring goals, creating chances. The other 3, a bit more of a struggle, we know. But do you as a coach look at it and you're actually more encouraged because you can see when these players get it right and understand what you and your coaches want them to do and how you want to carry out your game plan, it is effective and it will build that consistency in results as well, rather than maybe tipping the other way and focusing a little bit too much on maybe the games that haven't gone quite so well.
I think the most important thing is that you are honest, that you speak about everything what went well, very well, and we had a lot of things, and you have to speak as well about the things where we have to improve and we have to get better. I think this is the only thing how development will start or will continue or will happen if you always tell the truth. And it makes absolutely sense to tell the truth if something was good, and it makes absolutely sense to tell the truth if it wasn't. For sure, consistent wise, we can say now we are consistently not very consistent, if it makes sense, but this is not what we like to do. We like to be consistently on a good level. The truth is as well is that it doesn't mean anything for tomorrow. Nothing. So, and why not start now to get consistent for the next 10, 15 games or 14 games which we have in front of us? So there is no reason because you were inconsistent in the last week to be inconsistent in the next week. This is football, and I think the step which you have to do is to speak about everything clear and honest, to finger point all the good and as well the things where we have to improve, and this is what we do. And then we are really looking forward to the next one. It's Tuesday night, Carrow Road, floodlights. Another one, it's just a week ago where we had a wonderful evening, and now we will invest everything, put all the energy which we have into this game, get hopefully again the response from the crowd which we had in the last time. It will only be possible to perform consistently if we will still get the support from our supporters, and this is what they have done, and I'm 100% sure they will do tomorrow night as well, because they like to be as successful like we like to be, and then we all together know we can all together only do it together, and this is what our idea is, our aim is, and as I said, we are, and I am really looking forward to another floodlight Tuesday night at Carrow Road.
And I was going to ask you about that because, and I know you said what was in the past, but you probably felt it in those first 2 games that you had at Carrow Road that there was a bit of a barrier they had to break through. But boy, did they do that last midweek, the players and then the fans as well. And that's a really positive memory to tap into, and that's what I guess what you're saying now, reiterating, just build on that again. You know that you had a really good night at Carrow Road. The fans really enjoyed watching their team play, and to take it on from there where you left off last Tuesday.
Absolutely, and this is what we like to do. I said this, obviously it was a big step because we had not won for a long period at Carrow Road, but now we've done it with a great performance, we've done it with a great support, with a great atmosphere. So come on, there is no reason why we should not at least all together try it again, try all together on the stands and on the pitch to perform on this level again. And if we can do, I'm pretty sure we can be successful as well, but we all together have to do our job. And I know that everyone who is in the stadium, on the grass or on the stands, will try everything tomorrow.
Just a thought on Birmingham, and I know it's about you and your team, and as you say, they're your team doing their jobs, but what do you make of them and potentially what's in store tomorrow? They just look a very experienced side. They've got a lot of experienced players, and okay, they've lost the last 2, but just a good solid championship side, so you'll have to probably match them in certain areas of this game, want you to get the result and the performance you need. Yeah,
you are totally right. Experienced team. Obviously, they lost the last 2, but this says as well nothing. Nobody should look on the table or on recent results. This makes no sense. A direct team. I think they don't need a lot of passes to go into the opponent's half. we are aware about them, but we have to make sure that we play our game, that we play to our strength in the good games, which you said, which we had. We have done this, and we like to do everything, and we will invest everything because we know how crucial this 3 points now at home on a Tuesday night will be for us, and we will fight for them for sure.
Just to backtrack slightly, obviously, no Sargent tomorrow. Timu looks like he's a bit of a doubt. Big onus on Adam Eder, safe to say. And you said, the week before, because we all know he's had a very injury-disrupted season and managing his load and trying to manage him through these games. But it's a tricky balance for you tomorrow night, potentially, if he's your only available recognised striker.
To be fair, it isn't a balance, because obviously if not a lot of strikers are available, it's totally clear who will get the shirt. And I said this before, I love Adam. I think he is I don't think he is a real talent. We should not forget how serious his injury was, how hard he worked for it, how long he was out, how less game play time he had in the past, and now obviously he gets a lot of minutes under his belt. What he needs, for sure he needs. To be honest, I didn't think when the 2 weeks busy period started that it will be as much as it looks like now to be, but as long as he can deliver physically wise, then he needs these minutes, and we will build him. We will do everything to get Adam to the level where we all together think he can be, and for this he needs now this game time. Even if you are totally right, we have to make sure to manage him in the right manner, because when you haven't played for a long period and now you play so lot of minutes, there can be the moment as well where you maybe feel a little bit tired. But I look in his eyes. I've done it yesterday. I can't see this coming. Hopefully he will perform on a high level with energy, and this is exactly what I expect from him.
But is that an important point to stress, that in terms of a guy who's not played a lot of football and he's just getting back into his stride, he needs a little bit of time to find his rhythm as well? It's probably unrealistic to expect him to come in, really hit the ground and perform at the level he's capable of, but it might take a little while to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. But the one what I expected and the one what I asked my players is to try everything and to fight for it and really to give themselves a go in terms of to work for the team. And this is what I get from all of them and from Adam as well. Obviously, I love, especially for himself, that he will score tomorrow, the winner. But why shouldn't it happen? And this would be for sure great for him, great for us. Would give everybody a boost, especially him. But first and foremost, everybody has to really make sure that he is energy-wise on his highest level, that he really shows how hungry and greedy he is, everybody, to get the 3 points.
Just a final one. I know you were asked him about him before the Wigan game, and I'm not trying to pick your team for you tomorrow night, but Max Aarons potentially 200 appearances for the club if he plays tomorrow. Just for a guy who only turned 23 last month, give us sort of a sense of the achievement of that for such a young player to have played that amount of games at this level.
To be fair, normally this only speaks for itself, doesn't it? So if such a young player now has so many experiences under his belt on the highest level, it speaks for himself. And Max is a top professional who always trains, is always healthy, gets a better understanding with every week of the game, gets now influence maybe from another manager who has another idea on fullbacks positions, how fullbacks should react in different situations. He's a top player, top professional, and we have to make sure that he helps us to perform on the level, and for this we have to keep him healthy, and this is very, very important.
And as you say, in terms of his professionalism, and maybe as a role model to some of these younger lads who are coming up behind him, a guy who's played that amount of games, 2 promotions, 2 seasons in Premier League, he's an under-21 international for his country. If you're a young player at this club looking at him, you couldn't probably get a better role model, could you, in terms of what you need to do to get yourself into the first team?
Yeah, and the good thing is he works and he got his reward. And I think this is what every young player then has to realize. It didn't only happen because you are here, academy product, and you played nice football. It happens if you work, and if you really work tireless, and maybe in some situations where you have some setbacks performance-wise, or you didn't get picked for whatever reason, that you still believe in yourself and work as hard as you can, and then you can get his reward. And obviously, Max is a very, very good example for it.
Thanks, David. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paddy.
Thank you.